All right, so the Steelers won a game. Now, trigger warning. I'm going to be critical of this team. I'm just going to let you know right now. I'm going to be very critical of the Pittsburgh Steelers. I got a lot of criticisms of them today. So if you can't handle criticism of the Pittsburgh Steelers, if you don't want to hear criticism of the Pittsburgh Steelers, you should click away now. I'm going to do my best to be fair. I think the takes I have are fair, but I'm going to be real. I'm going to be honest. It's a lot of the reason I was gone this entire offseason. I lost a lot of patience for the nonsense this team puts on the field. Straight up. So yeah, if you don't want to hear any of that, click away now. Go watch my Justin Fields life story video. You'll enjoy that one a lot more. All right? Awesome. Now that the fans are here, man, that was a long game. Man, oh man, that was a long game. As soon as Chris Boswell kicked that ball off, and I watched the Raheem Morris, the Zach Robinson, the Kirk Cousins Falcons drive the ball down the Steelers' throat, first drive of the game, immediate thought that comes to my head. We got a defensive head coach running the show. Mike Tomlin, looking unprepared as usual. That first drive. I was frustrated. Like, you had the whole offseason to not look like this. You're a defensive head coach. Your defense looks awful this first drive. Why does it look like this? But credit where credit is due. Mike Tomlin got his business together in the second half of the game. So there's that. Number 2, let's get this out of the way. I thought Kirk looked good to start the game, but, as the Steelers defense got to him, he started to fall apart. I was kind of sad. I mean, look, I'm a Steelers fan, but also I'm a quarterback fan. Dude, I want to see Kirk Cousins work in Atlanta. I think that'd be cool. But he started to crumble. He threw 2 picks this game, 1 touchdown. It's going to be a long season for the Falcons. We'll see. But let's get into the meat and potatoes. Let's start talking about exactly what we want to hear. Justin Fields. He was fine. He's exactly what I thought he was going to be. I didn't think he was going to be bad. I didn't think he was going to be great. I thought he was going to be serviceable. Right? I thought he was going to be serviceable, and that's exactly what he was. Now, his first snap as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Bobbled snap. His second or third snap as a Pittsburgh Steeler. Bobbled snap. That needs to get cleaned up by Sunday. No, F that. That needs to be cleaned up tomorrow. That needs to get cleaned up by Tuesday when they go back to practice. That was inappropriate. This is a recurring thing with Justin Fields that needs to get fixed. Like, now. It's inappropriate. I know people are saying, oh, maybe it's Zach Frazier. Maybe Zach Frazier effed up the snap. He's a rookie. He's a second-round rookie. Maybe he's making mistakes. Look, that's not happening when Russell Wilson's in there. Now, I say keep Justin in there. I'm fine keeping Justin Fields in the game, but that needs to get fixed up, like, right now. It's inappropriate that keeps happening. That needs to get fixed. Now, that almost became a turnover. That needs to get freaking fixed. Like, seriously. Yeah. Now, like I said, Justin was fine. He did miss some routine throws, though, that make me a little uncomfortable. I mean, that first drive of the game, he had a check down that he threw way behind Najee for what should have been a first down conversion. It's like, that's exactly what I expected from him. Like, a lot of people said that once he comes to Pittsburgh, he'll be a lot better. He's not with the Bears. The Bears were a crappy system. But now he's in Pittsburgh, right? Now he's in Pittsburgh. He's going to have weapons around him. No, look, that was never the reality. The Steelers... Look, I don't think Najee Harris is that good, frankly. He was better today. He looked better today. But hey, Justin, you got to have that throw right there. It's a check down. That wasn't the only routine throw you missed, too. There were a couple a little further down the field later in the game. That's got to get cleaned up, too. If we're going to be taking... I mean, we got a really tough schedule coming after week 8. It's going to be a tough schedule. I mean, even Jaden Daniels looks good against Washington. That's got to get fixed before then. We play Washington after the bye. We need to get that stuff cleaned up before then. Okay. Anyways. Now, Justin did have some wow throws. He had 3 to be exact. 2 actually counted. One of them was called back. I'll get into that in a second. They were all to George. One of them was man coverage. Justin identified it was man coverage, one-on-one, down the left sideline. Justin saw the defender's back was facing Justin. That means George Pickens. He's going to come down with that ball. And sure enough, George Pickens came down with that ball. Only problem is George pushed off. Didn't fully extend his arm, but he extended his arm enough to warrant a flag. I thought it was a fair flag. A lot of people are saying, oh, that was a soft call. That was a soft call. That didn't deserve a flag. I thought it deserved a flag. George Pickens is another guy I have very little patience for. He was making a lot of mistakes today that need to get cleaned up immediately. Please. I mean, I saw him again jogging on a lot of routes. It's like, what are we doing? We need you to step up as our wide receiver one. A lot of people are saying you're our wide receiver one. I don't agree. He's got some work to do. I love George. Love the dude. I want him to be really good. So far, all he's got are hands. He's fast and he has hands. We need to start seeing some route running, some maturity. I mean, look, that flag pissed me off. Not because I disagreed with the call. I agreed with the call. That flag pissed me off because it's year 3 for George and he's still pushing off. He's a regular at it. He pushes off all the time and it pisses me off. Like I said, I have little patience for George's shenanigans. The first thing they teach you as a receiver, if you need to get separation, don't effing extend your arm. What are you doing? Chicken wing him. Shove him to the side with your elbow a little bit. That's the first thing they teach you. George is 23 years old still doing this nonsense. Come on. That needs to get fixed. Seriously. Okay, rant over. Now, the George Pickens plays that made me happy were the one to end the half. Towards the end of the half, Justin Fields absolutely flipped the field, found George Pickens wide open on a crossing route down the right sideline. George stepped out of bounds, right? Which he should have. He should have gone straight out of bounds, by the way. You know, maybe he's excited. He has the ball. He wants to score. But hey, you got like 10 seconds left on the clock. You got to step out of bounds. We don't have any timeouts. But it was a great catch by George. Great play by George. That's exactly what you want to see from a guy like George Pickens. I loved to see it. He was able to get some extra yardage and still managed to force his way out of bounds. So credit where credit is due. And the third one, Justin Fields is kind of extending the play. George Pickens was running, I think it was a go route. He wasn't open, but Justin Fields threw the ball towards the inside shoulder. Threw George open. George dove for the ball. For some reason, they called him down. I don't think he should have been called down, but whatever. It was a great play by George. Those were Justin's 3 wild throws. Other than that, a lot of routine throws. Missed some of them that he shouldn't have missed, I think. But I think the most notable part of Justin today were his legs. His legs. He brought an element to the offense that we haven't seen since, you could say, Josh Dobbs or Mike Vick. Like, Pickett could run. He wasn't really running, though, like Justin could. He brought an element to the offense that we haven't seen since Mike Vick against the Chargers. I was there for that game. That was fun. It was fun to watch. Anytime Justin didn't like what he saw downfield, by the way, there was a lot of that needs to get cleaned up too. But anytime Justin didn't like what he saw downfield, he was always a threat to go just run for the first down himself. And he did it multiple times today. And I don't know if you know this, the Steelers only had 1 3-and-out today. Just one. Now, I'd like to get that number down to 0, but that one is a big improvement from last year. And I'm glad that's looking better. At least today. We'll see against the Broncos on Sunday, but at least today looks great. But there were multiple third downs today where it's like, oh, Justin doesn't like what he sees downfield. Oh, okay, I'm just going to book it. Go for the first down. And I love to see it. It was awesome. That was great. It was fun to see a running quarterback. By the way, that's something you're not going to get with Russell Wilson. For the Russell Wilson truthers watching this video, he's not going to run like that. He doesn't bring that element to the offense. I always thought it was weird that Russell was named the starter to begin with. Yeah, I get you want to get Justin Fields some time to sit, learn from a Super Bowl champion, but dude, we need to win games like right now. We can't afford to lose any games this first half of the season. You're going to lose a lot of games if you put Russell Wilson back in there. We'll get into that. Now, it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Justin Fields. I mean, Justin did have some trouble reading defenses, identifying the blitz. I mean, I'm sitting here on my couch. I'm like, hey, there's 2 high safeties. It's man coverage. Pat Freiermuth is running straight up the middle. It was the first drive of the game. Freiermuth was open. Now, granted, Justin Fields did run for the first down, but I think we could have gotten a lot more yardage if he saw that Freiermuth was open and threw a perfect ball to him by identifying the coverage with a perfect throw. But we didn't see that. That's fine. Still got the first down. Okay. That's something I'd still like to see get better. That's an aspect of Justin's game that does need to take a step up. In my opinion, it was where Justin struggled the most. Reading defenses was not a strong suit in Chicago. Identifying a blitz was not a strong suit in Chicago. Pocket presence in Chicago, not his strong suit. Now, again, his pocket presence today also was inconsistent. Like, it looked like he had some happy feet in the pocket at times. I'd like to see that get cleaned up. Granted, the line didn't really help him. I mean, you got a rookie in Spencer Anderson having his first ever NFL start at left guard. You got Dan Moore, who plays like a bad rookie at left tackle. Zach Frazier, I think, did fine other than the snaps, which may or may not have been his fault. At right guard, you had James Daniels, and right tackle, you had Broderick Jones, who looked lost at times today. He was getting beat a lot today. I'd like to see that get fixed, which we'll get into later in the video. But look, there was one good thing about Justin today. No turnovers. Now, that might just sound like, oh, Kenny Pickett didn't have turnovers, whatever. But no turnovers. That's a good thing for Justin because he loves to turn the ball over in Chicago. When he was in Chicago, he throws the ball away to the defense a lot. He puts the ball on the ground and gives it to the defense a lot. He was one of the most sacked quarterbacks in Chicago, and when he feels that pressure, he'll just sling it. It gets picked off a lot. But today, no turnovers. Props to, we got to give him credit where credit is due, right? He was Kenny Pickett with legs and a strong arm, which isn't much. We all agree Justin Fields wasn't that great today. But he wasn't bad. He was Kenny Pickett, he threw the checkdowns that he needed to. Took some of the shots that were downfield. At times had, one or two wild throws a game. But where he's better than Kenny Pickett is he brings an element to the offense that Kenny didn't. He can run. He has a strong arm to flip the field. Kenny didn't have that. That's exactly why I said the Steelers should bring Justin in and ditch Kenny Pickett. Some of you forget, I did say the Steelers should trade for Justin Fields and move on from Kenny. But no, people still like to call me the Kenny Pickett washer, if you know what I mean. But look, Justin was great. He did enough to leave with the win. He had a strong throw and multiple really good runs. I'd start Justin next week. I didn't see any reason you bench Justin. I think you saw an improvement from Chicago. Now, there's still a lot he could build on, and I think you let him do that. Against Denver, by the way, where you got Bo Nix, who's probably going to pee his pants once he sees TJ Watt coming in his face. I think you leave Justin in there. Don't waste your time going back to Russ. You're seeing exactly what you want to see from Justin. Improvement. You're seeing exactly what you want to see. Improvement. Let him build on that. Denver's a great team to let Justin build on that. Don't forget, Justin had a great game against Denver last year. When Justin was on the Bears and Russell Wilson was a Bronco. Let Justin build on that. I see no reason to put Russ back in there. Justin took care of the football, gave us an extra element to the offense. He was a threat to run. He was an extra threat on third down. He was an extra guy the defense had to account for. And it was a net positive. Now, over the course of the season, I'd like to see Justin take steps up. He needs to get better and better and better. But he was good today. He was good. Not great. He was good. Which, you need great to win Super Bowls, but right now he's good. Let's build on that. I'm worried about winning the game that's in front of us. You want to do that? You start Justin Fields again on Sunday. Gave no reason to bench him. So let's leave him in there. I want to see what he can do. In terms of other individual players, like I said, Broderick Jones, from what I saw, it looked like he struggled at times. He was getting beat sometimes. He looked lost out there at times. I thought Najee looked better. There was some plays where he had a first down right in front of him, but it's like he's dancing out there. Like, bro, you are 6'3", 230 something pounds. Run through a player's face. Please. Anyways, yeah, but, Najee looked better. He looked faster. He looked more agile. I'd like to see his hands get better. I'd like to see it. Contract year, so he's going to have more motivation to do so. We'll see. George Pickens, he has work to do. Like I said, a lot of times where he was pissing me off, it's like, George, get out of bounds. George, Stop pushing off. Chicken wing the dude. He's got work to do. In terms of the line was, it's okay. It's okay. I still think we need to stop wasting time and move Broderick Jones to the left tackle so he can start developing. And as soon as Troy Fautanu is back and healthy, he should start at right tackle. Stop wasting time, please. Like, if you want this offense, this running game to be a threat, you got to get the line you want out there and let them gel, learn to develop. Because that's not happening right now. And one of my final notes, someone needs to emerge as wide receiver 2. Because, oh my God, Van Jefferson was not it today. Calvin Austin was not it today. We need Roman Wilson back badly because we need to see what he can bring to this offense, because outside of George Pickens, this team didn't do anything throwing the ball. George Pickens was the passing attack today. That needs to change. That needs to get fixed. I like the idea of targeting George, but gosh dang it, we need some help on the other side. By the way, speaking of George, why are we trying to get him to run the ball? I know Arthur Smith likes to have some creative running attack, but you got a new offensive line. You're trying to keep things simple. Why are we running end arounds with George Pickens, jet motions with George Pickens? What are we doing? That's not his strong. So he has negative 10 yards rushing right now. What are we doing? He's not a running back. He's a receiver. By the way, why are we running with George Pickens on 3rd and 6? Right? Why are we running in general on 3rd and 6, 3rd and long? What are we doing? That's Arthur Smith for you, by the way. Like, prep yourselves. Arthur Smith ain't as great as his record in Tennessee says he is. I'm just telling y'all now, prep yourselves. It's going to be a long year with Arthur Smith. Cam Johnston, first game of the season. He's already done. It hasn't been officially announced yet. Dude, I hope he gets better. I hope for a miracle that he's okay. But, dude, his knee went. That was gross. That was gross. How was the team? All right. So, this is where I'm going to get critical. Like I said, ladies, buckle up. I'm going to be critical. If you don't want to hear fair, honest critique about the team, I got a Justin Fields video. Go check it out. It's great. It's awesome. You'll love it. But, like I said, how was the team? This defense looked exactly how I expected the defense to look. The secondary, awesome. Deshaun Elliott, he had a great pick. Dante Jackson, he's proven me wrong really quickly. TJ was TJ. Cam had a sack. Did Cam have a sack? I don't remember. Monty Adams was great. Joey Porter was really good too. Like, did you even hear Drake London's name today? No, you didn't, because Joey Porter was locked down. By the way, he got hurt a little bit, so keep your eye on that. Defense was great. Defense looked exactly how I expected it to look. The offense, full stop, is not good enough. The offense is not good enough. And as much as I want to side with the Twitterverse, people are over on Twitter saying, oh, it's week 1. We got a new quarterback. It's a new system. We got a new offensive coordinator. Let's wait till later in the season and it'll get better. No. As much as I want to side with you, I would say that's a good argument if Mike T has a good track record with developing young quarterbacks. He doesn't. Every young quarterback he's ever developed has not been good. Right? Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Josh Dobbs is gone. Chris Oladokun, he went to Kansas City. Like, let's hope Justin Fields can buck that. But Mike Tomlin, I'd say that's a good argument if Mike Tomlin could develop a quarterback. He can't. I'd say that's a good argument if Mike Tomlin could pick an offensive coordinator properly. He can't. Randy Fichtner, Matt Canada, for 3 years. By the way, he kept him around too. That counts for something. Randy Fichtner for 3 years, Matt Canada for 2. 3 years. And now Arthur Smith. Like, are you kidding me? So, I would say the Steelers deserve that benefit of the doubt. Oh, it's week 1. Give them time. No. They've done nothing to deserve that benefit of the doubt, in my opinion. Tomlin doesn't have that track record to deserve the benefit of the doubt. His track record is trotting out mediocre offenses that only protect the football and do nothing more. He trots out offenses that don't win you football games. He trots out offenses that keep the game alive, while you let your defense keep the score low enough to win the game. That's Tomlin's track record. He trots out mediocre offenses whose strongest suit, protecting the football. It's not how you win Super Bowls nowadays. So no, I don't give the Steelers that benefit of the doubt. It's just week 1. Let's see how it plays out. No. I'd like to be wrong. I'd love to be wrong. But today we saw a mediocre offense that would get laughed at by the actually good football teams, the good offenses, the Ravens, the Chiefs, the Lions, the Rams, etc. The teams with good quarterback, with great quarterbacks, Matt Stafford, Jared Goff, Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson. And don't give me quarterback wins, oh, Lamar Jackson hasn't won a game. He's a better quarterback than Justin Fields, I'm sorry. Lamar Jackson's better than Justin Fields. By the way, we passed on Lamar Jackson, so don't give me that. Yeah, this offense is going to win some games in the first half of the season via the defense keeping the score low. But if Justin doesn't take a big step forward by the bye week, this team is screwed. And don't even get me started on if the team puts Russell Wilson back in there for week 2. Then we're immediately screwed. Russell Wilson, I'll say it again, he's Kenny Pickett with a nice deep ball. That's it. He's not that much better than Kenny Pickett. This is a mediocre team that's going to lose a lot of games the back half of the season, in my opinion. I'm sorry. That's how I see it. I'd love to be wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll be the first one to tell you. But we'll see. Let me know what you think of the offense. My name's Devin Engel, and that is the story.